Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton with you from IPMNation.com. As always, bringing you music from New Hampshire-based musicians and artists from across a variety of the spectrum of genres, if you will. And, some weeks we play a bunch of different artists for you. Some weeks we'll focus on someone specific, as we're doing this week. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Katie Dobbins. Now, Katie's currently living in Somerville, Mass., but she is a New Hampshire native. She grew up here, and she still spends a lot of time participating in the New Hampshire music scene. So, in fact, she just played a show. Here, we'll give a little plug to the venue. Katie just played a show at Pittman's Freight Room. It will have already gone by as you're hearing this, but from what I understand, it went really well. Dr. Jack opened for her, and I'd interviewed Dr. Jack, actually, a few years ago now here on the show, and that was a great conversation. Geez, where does the time go? We'll have to have Dr. Jack back soon. But, so she was up in Guilford. And, she has very strong roots here. And it was great to talk to her. So we sat down. We did the interview, but she also played live for us in the studio with her acoustic guitar. It sounded great. So I'm really anxious to share all of this with you. So we're going to go ahead and dive in a moment. But first, I want to play a studio track of hers. This is from her website, KatieDobbinsMusic.com. This is her single called Stitch by Stitch. So we're going to open up with this on this week's Local Outbreak, and then I'm going to come back and share for you my interview and acoustic performance in studio from very recently with Katie Dobbins. But here it is, Stitch by Stitch.
Doctor, put your gloves on. This one's gonna be a big one. We're starting a new life today. Starting a new life today. Lay down slowly, mama. It'll only be a little longer. You're gonna need some stitches, but your baby's gonna be okay. And she went stitch by stitch and fold by fold, yeah. The things she's making, they happen slow. The blanket that you cuddle up with, the heart-shaped pillow that brings you comfort, all the costumes you dressed up in, the hemming on your pants today. She's got you stitch by stitch and fold by fold, yeah. The things she's making, they happen slow, yeah. Stitch by stitch and fold by fold. She may never tell ya, but she wants you to know, yeah. She may never tell ya, but she wants you to know. Long drive, mama, I need a long drive. Can we take a long drive? I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. So we're driving slow, an old back road, pouring your heart out. It feels so broke, yeah. You're driving slow. She pulls you in close. She's dropped everything for you, like she always does. And she heals you stitch by stitch and fold by fold, yeah. The heart she's mending, it happens slow, yeah. Stitch by stitch wants you to know, yeah. She may never tell you, but she wants you to know.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
You're listening to Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. And without further ado, here it is, my interview, including her live performance with Katie Dobbins here on Local Outbreak. Katie Dobbins is here. You're not from New Hampshire, right? You're from Mass?
I grew up in Guilford, New Hampshire.
You grew up in Guilford,
yeah,
okay.
So I live in Mass now, but New Hampshire will always be home.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. Well, if you want, we can hear something if you want to play something for us, and then we can chat for a bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, go ahead. Play whatever. That guitar sounds really good.
Can you hear it okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. And you can hear my voice okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, why don't you pull it up a little bit closer, just so I can bring you down a little bit here. And
how's this? Better?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, just whenever you're ready, just go ahead and go for it, and then we'll chat a bit afterward.
This is a song from my record, She Is Free. And
there's Katie. I'm sorry. There's headphones there too, if you want them. I didn't even think
okay.
to. Yeah,
I trust you.
It's up to you. Okay.
This is a song from my record, She Is Free, and it's called "Bring on the Fire." They said, when will you learn? If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. But if you don't, you may never feel the heat at all. I'd rather burn alive than be too afraid to fall. Bring on the fire. There was a rebel of a man down in Tennessee. Was told only whites drink this tap for free. He sat down, poured a glass anyway. And cold a week later, he was shackled in chains. Said, yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Drink that water till my dying day. They said, when will you learn? If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. But if you don't, you may never feel the heat at all. I'd rather burn alive than be too afraid to fall. Bring on the fire. She loved him with all of her might. Didn't care that her skin was white. They got married in the hot summer sun. They thought she was crazy, losing her mind, but she kept her heels and her head held high. Said that love was worth her life. When will we learn? When will we learn? When will we learn? When will we learn? It's not about glory, it's not about fight. I wanna do something with meaning tonight. But there's fear in our hearts from these words in our minds. To overcome that, we need one hell of a fire. And they'll say, when will you learn? If you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. If you don't, you may never feel the heat at all. I'd rather burn alive than be too afraid to fall. I don't wanna be too afraid to fall. I don't wanna be too afraid to
Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Katie Dobbins here with us in the studio. We're also joined, by the way, by Glenn R.J. Willett, who he calls himself the People's Mayor.
Well, I don't call myself that. People call me that.
Right, of course.
I didn't create that.
Right, yes. Right. No, Katie, that's great. Now, what is that song called again?
Bring on the fire.
Bring on the fire.
Yeah.
Very good.
Bring it on the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about, so I was reading about you, and you've got a great website, katiedobbinsmusic.com. And I was looking at your bio, and so can you talk to us a little bit, because it sounds like a pretty interesting story about how you first decided to really make a go at doing music and really, start to embrace and explore your creativity as a musician.
Yeah, man, I've been doing music my whole life, and just for fun, for as long as I can remember, I've been immersed in different kinds of music, dance, singing, playing guitar, piano, all of it. But for a while there, I got really shy about it, kind of fearful, and I don't know, I just felt vulnerable. I was worried people wouldn't like it. Just kind of got in my head about it, stopped doing it for a long time. And then I had this kind of just, I don't know how else to say it, but it was a life-changing awakening moment. And I was like, man, it's been so long since I've followed my passions and really lived authentically the way that I want to live and followed my dreams. And I need to stop being scared of them and just come out and do it. And so I released this record called She Is Free. And when I announced that I was going to record an album, at the time, a lot of people didn't even know that I played music or was a singer-songwriter, because
no kidding,
I really just hadn't talked about it. So
so
I kind of did things backwards from some musicians. I did the record, and then I started playing a bunch of shows and everything. So, but it's been such a ride, and it's taught me that it's not worth it to hold yourself back from doing things, because you're not only hurting yourself, but you're actually hurting others, because when you have something burning that bright inside of you and you don't share it, then other people are kind of missing out too. And it's been really cool to hear stories of people that have connected with some of my stuff. And it's been awesome.
What was it that was there something specific that helped you to finally sort of embrace what you really wanted to do and break out of that? I mean, it almost sounds like you were in this, because you said you kind of people didn't even know. It sounds like you were almost in this sort of self-imposed
totally.
prison.
It's it was kind of like, life is good. Why change anything? I was comfortable, and there was a life-changing moment. I went through a breakup, and I went through some stuff, and I was, you might say, at a lower point, and I went to a Christian conference down in New York City, because my faith has always been really important to me, and the conference was actually called She Is Free.
Okay.
And it was all about empowering women and stepping out in faith and doing what you feel called to do. And I just felt a huge calling on my life to pursue music. And so, and so that's where the name for the record came from too. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then did you decide immediately right there that's what you were going to do, or was it sort of just the beginning of...
It was the beginning, but I had a strong conviction that I was going to come home and play music. I knew that I was going to come home and join the worship team at church.
Yeah.
I was going to record some songs. I didn't know how yet.
I
hadn't mapped it out, but I knew that it was going to be a non-negotiable for me from that point on. So.
And where do you record? Because everything that I've listened to on the, you've got a lot of music on your site. The She Is Free album is up there and everything.
Yeah.
And everything sounds really good. Where do you record?
So that record was done in Guilford, New Hampshire at the Recording Co-op, which is now the Greenhouse Studio. So at the time I did it with Ryan Ordway, who now is located in Maine. But now the Greenhouse Studio is there, and it's still a phenomenal studio.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the person that runs it, but that's where my first record was made. And then now I'm actually recording down in Massachusetts on the South Shore in Rockland, Mass. with Sean McLaughlin.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Ryan had moved away. I'm bummed to hear it. Ryan's awesome.
Yeah.
We probably, because you mentioned Guilford earlier, we probably know a lot of the same people.
Yeah, I'm sure
from the scene up there. But no, Ryan's great. Now, are you, so you're now the studio that you're recording at now, how did you come to decide to record there? Because there's so many, as I'm sure you know, it's like there's a million studios out there.
A lot of musicians, they search for a studio, which is super smart, and I definitely recommend that. But for me, I go with vibe and what feels right. And so my first record, it was the first place I looked was the recording co-op, and I was like, this feels great. I love it. This is going to be great. And same thing happened with this next record that I'm working on. A friend of mine, Molly Brule, who's a wonderful singer-songwriter down in the Boston area, she just released an album in December, recorded at 37 Foot Productions with Sean, where I am now. And I just loved it, loved the production. I met Sean at her CD release show. He was super nice. We connected. And I reached out a couple months later, told him I was interested in seeing the studio. And then I went, and it was just like, I don't know, we talked for an hour and a half, good vibes, good conversation. It just felt right because a producer-artist relationship has to feel right. Because you spend so much time together, and there's so much creativity and brainstorming and cool stuff that happens. So it felt right, and I didn't look anywhere else.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. Do you write everything yourself, or do you have any songwriting partners, or is it all you?
Interesting that you should ask. I have always just written by myself. I do have one co-written song that was sort of an accident. It was during a guitar lesson. My teacher at the time was like, we're not going to do guitar today. We're going to do songwriting. So let's write a song together. And I was mortified, but it came out great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then right now, actually, Dr. Jack, who's opening for me on Friday at Pittman's, he and I are co-writing a song together specifically for that show. So,
cool.
Yeah, that's been really fun. He said it's the first time in his 50 years of songwriting that he's ever done a co-write. And it's my first time intentionally doing one. So.
No kidding. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Now so you're working on an album now. Is that going to be a full length or?
Yeah, it's going to be. So it started out with I was going to do an EP, and then I just couldn't contain myself. So it is going to be a full 10-song record.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always curious about that because it's, we live in an era where you have so many options online. Some people will record a full length. Some just want to do an EP. Some people just, put out singles,
Yeah. I'm going to put out, I'm going to do some teasers. So I'll do a single in hopefully, in November, and then hopefully one in January or something.
Okay.
So we'll kind of let you guys in on the new sound because it's definitely, my songwriting is a little bit different now than it used to be. The songs a lot of them are new and people haven't heard them before. So so I'm excited to kind of share some along the way. And then the album will come out in the spring.
And
very cool.
Oh, in the spring.
Yeah.
Like March, April, May? Or?
Yeah. So fun fact, I don't know if I want to announce this on radio, but it's happening. I turned 30 in March. So I'm actually going to release it on my 30th birthday.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to do like a fun birthday party release show.
That's not a bad thing.
Extravaganza. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's a good thing.
You're younger than us. Especially him. Well, I'm younger than him.
Well, I'm so old. Huh?
But see, if you ever need backing vocals, though, this gentleman here has a golden throat.
You're so funny.
It's kind of an inside joke.
I do not have a golden throat.
You mentioned, too, so you talked about, your faith and how that's a big part of your life. Does that in any way inform your songwriting? Or it sounds like your music is secular, but I don't know. I mean...
It totally informs it. I think that my music will speak to you the way you want to hear it.
Yeah.
And so I think that...
As music should, really.
Yeah, of course, as all music does.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of the songs, when I sing them, I am getting a faith perspective out of it. But they're also completely relatable if that's not...
Yeah.
If that's not your jam. But a lot of what I do is inspired just by that outlook and that love. So yeah. And who are you inspired by as far as who do you like? Who'd you grow up listening to? And I mean, I grew up with like 90s pop, so I grew up with like NSYNC, Britney Spears. I mean, I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift. Like, I think she's a genius, just the way she markets herself and the way she's been able to cross over so many genres.
Oh yeah.
I love her. I know a lot of people hate on her, but I think she's like incredible.
Hard to argue with her success.
Yeah.
And Ryan Adams even recorded the whole album of her stuff.
Yeah, cool. And she's collaborated with some pretty awesome people. So I like artists who are able to do that, build community, form relationships with people you would never expect them to. And I find that to be super inspiring. So. And Shania Twain, she was always one of my favorites.
Yeah. Cool.
I listen to some country.
That's good.
You like Shania Twain, Glenn?
I do like her. I do like her music, yes.
Yes. Do you want to? How are you feeling? You want to play another song?
Yeah, I feel good.
I'd love to. I'd love to hear something. Yeah.
I'll play this song. Is also from my first record. And it was actually just nominated for Video of the Year at New England Music Awards.
Oh, very cool.
There's a music video out on YouTube for it, and it's really sweet. The people that I wrote this song about are my aunt and uncle, and they actually star in the video.
Oh, wow.
Which worked out for me because then I didn't need to star in the video, so it was a lot of pressure off. No, but yeah, so you can check that out. But this is a song called Post-it Notes.
Okay, great.
Nothing brings a smile to my heart like pedaling beside you on this mountain built for two. I knew right from the start, this love is not a race we're gonna lose. You are beautiful, you wrote on a post-it note, hung it on the fridge for me while I was still asleep. I'm the luckiest in the world. You wrote it on a post-it note, and I woke up to your words in the morning. And I've always had so much love to give. You challenged me to trust myself and all these things I feel. I'm changing and I feel so alive. Skating on this hidden pond with you right by my side. You are all I need. You wrote on a post-it note, hung it on the fridge for me while I was still asleep. You make me all that I can be. You wrote it on a post-it note, and I woke up to your words in the morning. You're gonna be the reason for the crow's feet when I'm old. You're my lifelines and my lifelines, and I know that life is always better when there's two. This cottage is built for one. Can I share it with you? Let's fill this wooden box with all our dreams. I can't live without you. Will you be my family? Because I love you. You wrote on a post-it note, hung it on the fridge for me while I was still asleep. I'm the luckiest in the world. You wrote it on a post-it note. I want to wake up to your words every morning. Yes, I love you. You wrote on a post-it note, hung it on the fridge for me while I was still asleep. I'm the luckiest in the world. You wrote it on a post-it note. I want to wake up to your words every morning. Gonna be the reason for the crow's feet when I'm old. You're my lifelines and my lifelines, and I hope you forever look forward to my love and post-it notes.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Katie Dobbins here in the studio with us.
Thank you.
And I was looking at your show schedule. You're doing a lot. You're all over the place. Is this kind of the busiest you've ever been?
Yeah. So actually, I'm a teacher full-time during the school year.
Oh.
So then during the summer, I get to be off. And this summer, I didn't work at all. And I decided that I was just going to do full-time music, play out as much as possible, and just kind of embrace being able to do that, because during the school year it's a bit more of a balancing act. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, good for you. No, you're in a good situation then.
Yeah,
that's great.
Super fun.
What do you teach? You teach high school or what?
Yeah, I teach high school special ed, so I work with kids with autism.
Oh, okay. Well, that's challenging work. Wow.
Yeah,
good for you.
It's fun. Keeps me on my toes. Keeps me thinking, problem solving, and they're really fun. So. Is
that what you went into right after college, or?
It is.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. So
that's really good.
I always liked the idea of being a teacher, and then I ended up liking the actual job of being a teacher.
Right,
so I've been doing it for, I think, 7 years now.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Well, you find something you love to do, and that's really the key to happiness, I think. So.
Yeah. And, I love teaching, but I also love music so much. And it's funny because sometimes I get frustrated because I'm like, I want to give 100% to both, but it's so hard to juggle, and I get frustrated with it. But someone recently told me they were like, you're really lucky that you have two careers that you're so passionate about, because some people don't even get one.
That's right.
And I was like, oh man, I didn't think about it that way. I'm so lucky. So
you are.
I am. Yeah.
If you had to give one up, which one would you give up?
That's a tough question. I think that right now I'm having so much fun exploring the music that I probably would just embrace it and go for it full time.
Yeah.
Knowing that teaching is something I can always come back to, but knowing that there might not be another time in my life where I will be able to just like hit the road with no strings attached and do whatever I want with music.
Yeah.
So I think just because of the timing and where I'm at right now, I would do music. I've been considering it, just kind of like hitting the road for a while, just like
sure. Yeah.
In other countries, it's really common to take a gap year and just follow a passion for a little while.
Yeah.
And we don't do that here, but wouldn't it be cool if we did?
Do you feel like it's, no, you're right. I mean, do you feel like it's kind of actively discouraged in the United States?
We're too
in a way?
serious here.
I don't think it's actively discouraged. I think it is like so embedded in our culture to always be pushing on to the next step of whatever you're doing that it's like subconscious. Like, I don't think we realize it's happening.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're on this career track, you're doing this thing, and you never really stopped to think, like, is there something else I might want to do? Because it's just those expectations are so ingrained everywhere that you're just going to keep pushing forward and upward.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's very well put. It reminds me of, this was actually quite a few years ago, but I read about a study that showed that apparently statistically, people who go through some kind of major career change where it's their own choice usually happens in their 30s, because that's when a lot of people figure out what they really want to do instead of what maybe they thought they wanted to do, or maybe what they were pushed into, when they got out of high school and then they went to college and there was this pressure, you pick a major and then you pick a career, and and then when they get into their 30s, that's when they realize, no, actually this wasn't what I wanted. I wanted this.
Yeah.
So,
but to be happy in two careers, be thankful, because a lot of people go through a career and they've hated their jobs all their lives and have never changed.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate.
You are.
Because I don't hate either of my
either
of my careers right now. So
keeps
it's
you
always
happy.
a good day,
Yeah. No, that's a great position to be in. And by the way, you mentioned, aren't you up for, because I was listening to your interview with Rob on Granite State of Mind. And by the way, I should mention too, if anyone wants to hear that afterward, that's archived at WMNHradio.org, Granite State of Mind with Rob Azevedo and his interview with Katie. But aren't you up for a few different awards? Or
I am.
Yeah.
Video of the Year, Best in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And Album of the Year.
Very nice. So,
yeah.
Very good. Very good. Do you want to play one more song for us?
Yeah. I have if I finger pick like this, can you hear that?
Oh,
Is that too quiet?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine.
That's coming through well. Yeah.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then I'm going to actually play a song off my record that I'm recording right now.
Oh.
And
that's a treat.
Yeah, it's not available anywhere yet, but there is a live version from about a year ago of me playing with a band on it on YouTube. So you can find it there.
Has this been played on the radio at all, or is this a world premiere?
It has been played on the radio. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Do you want me to play something else? Do you want me to make up a song right now? Don't say yes.
Okay. All right. We'll hear this one.
This is called Jeep Song for all you people driving right now.
Oh, very nice. I drive a Jeep.
What kind?
It's a red Jeep Patriot.
Oh my gosh, I almost bought one of those. I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have bought one. They're great.
I should have.
Yeah.
I know. I love those. Yeah. This song's about a Wrangler, though.
Okay. Well, good enough.
Take your foot off the clutch, easy now. Take that transmission down. I'll take you all over town in this Wrangly topless crown. Put your foot on the gas, easy now. Turn up that radio sound. We're singing all over town in this Wrangly topless crown. Don't stall on me, riding with the wind in our seats. Don't stall on me, I'm trying to believe. Turn your eyes to the window, easy now. Let that air blow around. There's views like this all over town, from this wrangly topless crown. Don't stall on me, riding with the wind in our seats. Don't stall on me, I'm trying to believe. Be free. I wanna be free. Can't we just be free? Don't stall on me, riding the wind. Don't stall on me, I'm riding tall and free. Take your foot off the clutch, easy now.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Katie Dobbins live with us in the studio.
Do you ever sing to your class?
I have gotten asked that question a lot, and the answer is no.
No? It's a calming effect, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do different creative projects with my students, but I have not explored music. We've done music in terms of like we do karaoke with them sometimes. We've done just kind of fun things, blow off some steam or celebrate type things, but I haven't tried it as a teaching strategy. Mostly because it's not what my training is and I'm not sure where to start.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in learning about it because I do keep getting asked that question, and I do have students who love music. And they know that I play. They're always asking like, "Where's your next show? Can I come?" And
that's cool.
I just kind of like try to keep it going.
Go, "Wow."
Yeah. Have you ever had any students show up at a show?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Would that be weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be fine. Like it's not like I have anything to hide. It's not like I wear inappropriate clothing and like
you're right.
have a bunch of songs with swears in them. So I think it would be fine. But it would be weird seeing them outside of the classroom, I think.
Yeah. No doubt.
But probably exciting. I mean, they're so sweet, and in a way it would be cute that they were being so supportive. So.
Yeah.
And you teach in high school anyway, right?
I do. Yeah.
So they're young adults.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. It's awesome.
Absolutely. And we'll have to do this again in the future when you've got another show up this way. And,
I'd love
to. Especially, too, when the album comes out. I was thinking to wrap up this segment, because I've got your website open here, maybe I'd play a studio track.
Yeah.
But I'll let you, what would you like me to play?
Oh.
Obviously something you didn't already play live for us.
Are you on my record?
I'm on the Listen page at katieDobbinsmusic.com.
Yeah, why don't you play, we talked about my story getting back into music, and I'll have you play Something to Be Found, which is the track that I wrote when I was kind of emerging out of that and trying to find myself and my passion again.
Great, yeah. No, I had listened to this earlier, and I really like this track, and it's actually the first track on your album. She is Free.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll wrap up the segment with that. Everybody, stick around, take a listen to this. This is really great. Like I said, your studio stuff sounds really good. So, we will. Glenn and I will. Are you sticking around, Glenn R.J. Willett, the People's Mayor?
I will.
All right, good, because I have some questions for you.
Well, I'm sure you do. It doesn't mean I have to answer them.
That's true. All right, and Katie, thank you again. And this is Something to Be Found by Katie Dobbins from her album She Is Free.
Will this road take me where I wanna go? Where that is, I have to say, I really don't know. I've been working hard just like I'm supposed to. But these 60-hour weeks, they don't come free. I try to be my best for everyone and everything. But somewhere along this path, I'm losing me. I can't remember the last time I wrote music. I picked up my guitar and played it too. Trust me, I know that I'm no Elvis, but that's something that I always love to do. Now I gotta get back to her, to that little girl. She smiles at me in photographs, that's why are you so serious? She's begging me to come back home. I'm so thankful I got to go to college. 25 years old with 2 degrees. Life's not only about what's on that paper. I wanna see how far these legs will carry me. 'Cause I gotta get back to her, to that little girl. She's teasing me in photographs. Says, why are you so serious? She's begging me to come back home. Take me where I wanna go. Where that is, I have to say, I really don't know. I'm driving now, hoping somewhere there's something to be found. Everything in me says I gotta get out and get back to her, to that little girl. She stares at me in photographs, her shining eyes delirious. She's begging me to come back home.
Well, that was a lot of fun talking to Katie. Katie Dobbins, our featured artist this week on Local Outbreak. We're going to actually play a little bit more of Katie's music in a moment, but I hope you enjoyed the interview and her live in-studio performance. I do want to take a moment, of course, to remind everybody that you can get the full archive of Local Outbreak going all the way back to the beginning. It's available at ipmnation.com/localoutbreak. And the artist-specific episodes are listed in alphabetical order on the site. If you click the archive link, ipmnation.com/localoutbreak. The full, it's going to be 9 years this winter. Wow. Let's see. Also, of course, if you're interested in participating in the show in some way, perhaps you're a musician and want your music featured, or you know somebody who you think we should be playing on the show, or whatever it may be, you can, well, for one thing, you can send me an email, submissions@ipmnation.com, submissions@ipmnation.com. Feel free to attach an MP3 and information about yourself or whomever it is that you're, encouraging us to feature on the show. Also, you can always contact us through the Local Outbreak Facebook page. And please give that a like if you haven't done so already. Please, it's a great way to support the show. Let us know that you're listening. Local Outbreak on Facebook. Very, very easy to find. And you can always contact us through there too. So that's another way to reach out. And I want to remind everybody too, of course, you can hear Local Outbreak every week. It runs Tuesday nights on IPMNation.com on channel 2 at 10 p.m. And then, of course, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's Real Rock. 7 p.m. on Wednesdays on The Planet with a replay at 9 p.m. on Saturdays. And as always, we are so grateful to 100.1 The Planet for continuing to support local music. You know, I like to remind everybody every now and then, you know, a lot of these local shows on these FM terrestrial stations, they come and go. You know, there's some out there. There's a few out there. I can think of one in the Boston area that's been around a long time, that has a long heritage. But a lot of these shows don't last, and it's only because the stations don't support local music. But 100.1 The Planet does support local music, and I'm so happy to have the show on there and for their continued support. Great people. And such great commitment from them. So thank you. And, of course, thank you to everybody who supports the New Hampshire music scene. So much great talent here in the Granite State. It's really remarkable. Across the spectrum, all different kinds of music. Very well represented here in New Hampshire. So whether you're an active participant in the music scene or you're just an observer or somewhere in between, thank you so much. And please support these artists that we feature on the show, because a little bit of that goes a long way. Let them know that you're listening. And Katie Dobbins, you know, please check her out live. She's fantastic. KatieDobbinsmusic.com is the website, KatieDobbinsmusic.com, and check out her podcast too. Let the music set you free. It's really geared toward musicians, and it's outstanding. So check that out as well. And she's too many to mention here, but she's up for a bunch of awards too. So please help her with that. You know, vote online if you can, and all that great stuff. But we're gonna play a couple more studio tracks from Katie's She Is Free album, which is available online. It's on her site. It's on Bandcamp, etc. But so we'll play a couple more. So this is my personal favorite of what she has online. This is a song called Puzzles, and I really like this a lot. Puzzles by Katie Dobbins, up next on this week's Local Outbreak.
Everyone wants to know who's that someone that makes them whole. But I think it's funny to think of yourself as a broken puzzle. You can spend your whole life picking up the pieces and straightening out edges. Make sure no steps are missing, but isn't there more than a pre-painted picture with flat, straight borders? So come as you are and breathe as you are. You are not broke, you were born whole. This isn't your life spinning out of control. There's no manual for us to follow. Ducks never travel in one perfect row. So come as you are and breathe as you are. Everyone wants to know what's that something that makes them whole. But I think it's funny to think of yourself as a broken puzzle. You can spend your whole life picking up the pieces and straightening out edges. Make sure no steps are missing, but isn't there more than one perfect picture with flat, straight borders? So come as you are and breathe as you are. You are not broke, you were born whole. This isn't your life spinning out of control. There's no manual for us to follow. Ducks never travel in one perfect row. as you are, and breathe as you are. Come as you are, breathe as you are. People, they tell you gotta keep pushing, keep yourself busy. There's always room for improvement, but there's value in a rest that you're not being tested on. No room for regrets, they just keep you from being strong. Oh, oh, oh. Everyone wants to know who's that someone that makes them whole. Isn't it funny to think of yourself as broken puzzle?
That was Puzzles by the great Katie Dobbins, our featured artist this week on Local Outbreak, and here's one more to close out the show for you. This is called Daddy's Song by Katie Dobbins. This is really, really good, and that'll wrap it up for this week on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation in 100.1 The Planet.
Daddy, where do all the stars come from? Why is the sky so blue? Daddy, why do all the birds fly by on October afternoons? Daddy, why do all the leaves change? And Daddy, why don't you tell me, where do all the stars come from? I'm looking for the truth. And he said, baby, nothing in this world could ever take me from Daddy's little girl. He said, darling, come here, take a seat. You wanna know where all the stars come from? They're right there, sparkling in your eyes. Walking down on Broadway, talking about big dreams. So you wanna be a big star? Daddy says that's okay. If you want diamonds and pearls, I have faith in you, my little girl. You're beautiful. And he said, baby, nothing in this world could ever take me from Daddy's little girl. He said, darling, come here, take a seat. You wanna know where all the stars come from? They're right there, sparkling in your eyes. Nothing in this world could take me from a little girl. Darling, come take a seat. You wanna know where all the stars come from? They're right there, sparkling in your stars come from. I know why the sky's so blue. Daddy, I know why the birds fly by on October afternoons. Daddy, I know why the leaves change, oh, but Daddy, I still need you. Tell me, where do all the stars come from? I love hearing it from
Outbreak with IPMNation.com.